thought about point guards as traditional pass-first guys, but now it means more than that. You want a guy who can make plays, whether it's for himself or for his teammates.
On the floor for the Warriors, Curry and Hield to the sharpshooting backcourt. Moody is out there with Kuminga, and it's Jackson Davis in at the center, locking down the middle. Now here's Clarkson. Pass to Markkanen. Here's Sensabaugh. Moody defends. Markkanen for three. And it's Stephen Curry with the rebound. Warriors trail by 4. Starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. The shot misses. Curry's gone 1 of 3 shooting so far. Pass to Sensabaugh. Here's Collier. No made baskets yet. Into the lane. And he converts the layup.
And force-feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
Golden State has gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Brian, the Warriors play a unique style predicated on passing and cutting off the ball. Stephen Curry said the main goal is to just force the defense to make as many decisions as he can. So with all that ball movement and body movement, they're going to mess up at some point. Brian?
Well, it helps having a weapon like Stephen Curry. Thanks, Allie. Markkanen finds Clarkson. It doesn't go for him. Hield with the defensive effort. Outside Moody. And here's Kuminga for 3. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
Here's Collier. They set the pick. Pass to Clarkson. Markkanen outside. Tried to come right back with a 3 of his own, but it's no good. And Curry's got the ball here for the Warriors. They've only given up 2 points this quarter. This game against Utah, the first time they've met this year.
They're looking to make amends for their poor showing against this team last season. Rock solid screen right there. The defender got completely lost.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him a clean look from there.
And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan.
Once again, everyone, for the Utah Jazz Breaker Dance Group.
Looking back at last season, the best when it comes to shot blocking. Well, you look at Kessler, a remarkable defender, second in the NBA.
It's obvious that he completely dedicated himself to protecting the rim, doing everything he could to get his hands on as many shots as possible.
Second quarter play, almost 3 minutes gone here. Back to George. Three-pointer. Drains the triple. George has got 5.
And there's a nice rhythm to his three-point shot. You know, George has a confident stroke.
Outside Butler. Outside Pajemski. Here's the three. Another three for Golden State.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Outside Sexton. Pass to Kessler. George outside. Shot clock at 6. Lets it go from 11. Pajemski grabs the board. Golden State has gotten 5 of their 9 attempts from deep to go. Curry passes to Green. And here's Curry from downtown. That shot missing. And Grant, once again, Stephen Curry hit 300 threes last season. And he's in a class of his own.
Well, there have been 7 300-plus three-point seasons ever. Stephen has 5 of them. He has the only 400 three-point year ever. So, yeah, B.A., Stephen has created his own class.
And the timeout called here by J.B. Bickerstaff. He wants to review the game plan.
Here they come. Your Utah Jazz Dancers.
Making a switch here. Markkanen's checked in. The Warriors also with a sub. Moody's checked in. Outside Butler. Moody on the wing. Green with a screen on Sexton. Moody from outside. Rebound, Utah. Kessler's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
Gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
Collins a screen. George passes to Markkanen. A show of force by Markkanen to get through.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. That's why they continue to get attacked.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Butler with the ball. Guarded now by George. The shot by Pajemski, no good. Sexton passes to Collins. And then it's Collins with the dunk.
They're really settling into a nice rhythm now, starting to gain the upper hand.
Yeah, you're seeing their offense in a flow. Now it's time for their defense to turn up the heat a little more.
And here's Butler outside. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And so we've reached the end of the first half of play. Utah ahead, up 7. And we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out there for the start of the third quarter, right after the break.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot. Give me a beat. They're measuring up the shot. You were so close. Let's hear it for the participants.
Hello, folks. The first half is in the books, and we've got a lead on the scoreboard for the Utah Jazz.
One of the best ways to control the game, take care of the boards. Don't give up second chance points.
And at the offensive end, you can turn misses into makes. That's found money.
And now let's take a glimpse at some of the games on the upcoming schedule.
Well, looking at the Warriors, hey, their spirits are high. They have a chance to start the season on a winning streak. Build up that momentum, guys.
The way they looked in that first game, it certainly wouldn't be a surprise. Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to head back over to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And we've got third quarter basketball here. 2 quarters in the books. Boy, you got to like what John Collins has done in this game.
I like how they control the tempo and play to his strengths.
Yeah, he's found his spots, been patient with his shot selection, and it's paid off for himself and the team.
Markkanen and Collins, the 3 and 4. George and Sexton in the backcourt. And it's Kessler in its center. That's the group for Utah right now.
And they just continue to dominate the boards.
From 12 feet, and there's another one for the Jazz. And the rate of player ejections going up in recent seasons, Stan.
Well, Brian, players these days certainly have a voice in a lot of things, and when it comes to critiquing officials, they're not shy. We see complaints on virtually every call in games now, and the referees seem to have had enough of it.
3 on the clock. The kick out. Curry shoots over George. And there's Curry on the assist by Green. Curry's got his second bucket on the night.
Yeah, the sweet-looking jumper of Steph. It just looks so pure coming out of his hands.
Collins outside. Again, Utah.
He's been a piece of the puzzle tonight, but it's a team effort. Everyone's contributing to this lead.
Warriors trail by 9. Outside Butler. Back to Curry. Lets the 3 fly. That won't go either for Curry.
Wow, his shooting woes continue, and it's weighing down this offense.
And for a scorer as prolific as Markkanen, he doesn't need the ball in his hands too often.
So many of his scores come off assists. So just a great sense of when to get into space and become available.
You know, Grant, looking at the career of Colin Sexton, he had a huge third season, averaged 24 a game.
Yeah, B.A., and unfortunately, Colin hurt his knee early during his 4th year. Had season-ending surgery, but we've seen Sexton make a full comeback and just a dynamic scoring guard.
No good on that one. And remember, despite a great start to his career, Colin Sexton was traded after his 4th year, Coach.
Yeah, well, Brian, seems like everybody gets traded at some point now, and Sexton has responded well to that deal. He understands it's not personal, it's a business. He deserves a lot of credit for what he's done.
Yeah, 2 sides to that coin, too. The team that traded you, there's also a team that wanted you to trade.
So true.
And J.B. Bickerstaff decides to call timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup.
It's time for an answer. If you see yourself on the big screen, then you know what to do. Show us your move. Let's go. Next drive, it's all good.
last season, the team leaders in rebounding. The Warriors, number 1. In the 3rd spot, the Jazz.
And both of these teams really impressed when it came to rebounding the ball last year. That level of physicality and hustle is always great to see.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Pass to Butler, takes a 3. Oh, Butler with the confidence from the perimeter.
Over his career, Butler's maybe been a little erratic from distance, but he always takes them with confidence.
Back to George. Here's Collins. To the middle. Here's Sexton. Missed inside.
Well, they know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
Here's Payton. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair.
Hey, if you can't block it, sending him to the line could be the next best thing.
It's his first trip to the line.
Gary Payton, second. 2 shots.
Shoot 2.
That free throw, no good. You were there, Stan, in Miami at the inception of Heat culture. Give us a taste of it.
Well, it's a little bit overblown in one way, in that everyone basically wants people who work hard and get in shape and compete. The difference maybe with the Heat is they just have a lower tolerance for players who don't meet their standards.
Now here's George. He's got 7. Collins outside. Pass to Markkanen. 5 on the clock. George outside. Beyond the arc. Pajimski grabs the board. Warriors trail by 6. The 3 from Curry. Oh, Curry doing what he does best.
Look at how solid Curry's motion is. Almost like he could have done that blindfolded.
Now Collins. There's the triple. Pajimski grabs the board. Pajimski's got 4 rebounds now. Here's Butler. Goes back up. Oh, tough work inside from Butler.
Terrific energy at both ends to sustain this run.
Yeah, it's normally the defense that fuels a comeback, but let's see how much they have left in the tank.
And Eric Spoelstra decides to call timeout. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players.
Let him hear you, fans. Let's take this man on the court now. Your high squad. Get by and let him hear. Who wants to teach you? Come on, man. I can't hear you.
Checked in for Markkanen. Clarkson comes in for Sexton. And it's Collier in for George. The Warriors also with a sub. Moody's checked in for Payton. .156 left in the third. Clarkson outside. Pass to Sensabaugh. Let's go with a three. Fires in the triple.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes here into the third. Moody on the wing. Green, a screen, unloads. Utah grabs the miss. They've led by as much as 10. Oh, powered down with both hands.
On the attack, Jordan Clarkson.
And so it's Curry with it. He brings it up for the Warriors. They trail by 6. Pass to Butler. Now Curry. Wow, Curry takes the hit and finishes inside.
Yeah, it looks like he hit the reset button at halftime. Not sure if it was a mechanical issue, but he's looked much more confident offensively.
Clarkson's got room. Rebounded by Butler.
You can hear him sputtering all the way over here. He knows he should have knocked that one down.
Moody on the wing. Pass to Curry. 23 seconds left in the third quarter here. Green, the pass to Moody. Green with a screen on Collins. Here's Moody. The kick out. Curry from deep. It's hauled in by Collier. The third quarter comes to a close. It's the Jazz leading by 4. After a quick break, we're coming right back with the start of the fourth quarter. And meanwhile, Eric Spoelstra rallying the troops.
Trust it. Good to great. Good to great. Don't settle for average shots. Move it.
And Coach Spoelstra instructing his guys to look for the best option.
Yeah, there's no reason to rush any bad shots, especially with 24 seconds to work with.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. On the court for Golden State to start the fourth. Curry and Hield to the sharpshooting backcourt. Kuminga is out there with Trace Jackson-Davis. And it's Moody in at the 3.
Nice little shake there from Clarkson to open up the D and get a score.
And the Warriors with possession here, following the bucket by Utah. Outside Curry. Jackson-Davis a screen. Curry with another miss.
I'll tell you what, they've been aggressive and they've been physical.
Pass to Clarkson. The Warriors pull it in. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
And a deep 3 from Curry. There he is. The three-point king delivers on cue.
His third triple of the game. A little more success from out there in the second half.
And so it's Eric Spoelstra with the timeout here. He clearly wants to talk it over and make sure everyone is focused.
This is the Utah Jazz Residence Group.
for Utah. Pajemski's checked in for the Warriors. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra said to the team. Coach was blunt with his assessment. He said to throw out everything that happened until now. It is a brand new game, and it's only a few minutes. Leave it out on the floor. Back to you guys.
And Allie, thank you for that. Here's Filipowski. The Jazz again can't hit.
When the defense is playing off you like that, you want to be able to convert. But that time, he just couldn't get it done.
Moody passes to Curry. Now here's Moody. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The rebound by Filipowski. Jazz leading by 3. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jonathan Kuminga. That's his first foul. Both teams deciding to change it up.
Substitution on the court.
And it's Utah with the ball. They've played a great fourth quarter defensively, allowing only 3 points. Markkanen finds Kessler. And here's Sexton. 6 on the shot clock. Puts up a 3. And the rebound goes to the Warriors. Outside Pajemski. Pass to Curry. Look at Curry. Shake it off the contact.
Can you even believe this is the same guy? What a difference here in the second half.
Up top, George. He's covered by Curry. Markkanen outside. From behind the arc. Knocks down the long J. And the Jazz lead by 4.
Well, they needed someone to step up there, and it's Markkanen who answers the call.
Outside Pajemski. Pass to Butler. Jacks up at 3. Kessler with a rebound. Kessler's got 11 rebounds in the game. Sexton against Curry. George passes to Markkanen. George scanning the floor. Fires for 3. The offensive rebound. Oh, Markkanen good in the paint.
Well, he was using that big frame. Markkanen can pile up offensive rebounds.
Outside Curry, driving to the basket. Counted. That's his 7th basket of the game in 14 tries.
And Steph relishes taking key shots. It's what he's out there to do.
And Eric Spoelstra decides to call timeout. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances.
Look who it is, Jazz fans. Time for your Utah Jazz business. Give a big hand for your dance team.
A Minute 29 left in the fourth quarter. Kessler, a screen on Peyton. George outside. Fires from deep. Jimmy Butler with a rebound.
I can't believe he missed that three. Regardless, that's not a shot the defense should be giving.
And you can trust Curry in these moments. The pressure doesn't affect his shooting ability, and he knows how to deliver.
Here's George. After the Warriors picking up a basket just a moment ago. Outside Sexton. Utah with another miss.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one. And you have to try to make something happen. I mean, they have to be aggressive at this point, even if it's risking a foul.
And a chance for a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for the Jazz.
Well, look, you have to be able to count on energy and effort every night, and they're showing a lot of it with this transition.
Well, something else that has stood out to me has been their aggressiveness on the boards. They're just out-muscling the opposition on the offensive glass.
Good on the first, and that narrows the gap to one. Drops. He ties it up.
Well, that's what you expect from him in this situation.
And so it's George with it. He brings it up for Utah. Pass to Markkanen. 41 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. And here's Collins for three. Oh, he buries it from outside.
Well, we talk about ice in his veins a lot, but this guy personifies that. What a clutch shot.
And the timeout called here by J.B. Bickerstaff. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. Turning here to our analysts. What elements become the primary keys at this point?
And it would be smart to go for a 2-for-1 right now.
Let's go. You're on the next screen. You're off beat. Let's hear it for him.
Puts it up from 12. Utah grabs the miss. They'll probably slow things down now.
Burn the clock while you have the lead. I like that.
George finds Collins. Off target from outside.
And looking to even the score with a huge three.
Absolutely needed three here.
Whoa, that is as clutch as it gets. Big time play.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
And a smart choice right there. I mean, you can't allow them to just drain the clock.
And they go to the intentional foul.
Kudzinski, second personal foul. Third team foul. For Utah, Butler, Sexton, 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that'll put him up 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Calm under pressure, and every point here means a lot.
And the timeout called here by J.B. Bickerstaff. Great time to call his guys into the huddle at a very tense moment in this game. Given the situation here, what sort of strategy needs to be top of mind?
Tricky situation here. They need some kind of bucket to stay alive.
Yeah, the clock is their enemy, and they know it. We'll see if they go for the tie or try and get a quick.
Seconds left in the fourth. And they need to stop the clock, so there's the foul.
Yeah, and there's no question they have to foul. Now, I'm sure they would have preferred to avoid it.
At the line for Utah, Laurie Marketer taking 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. And a tough break as his second attempt is no good at the line. There's Pajemski. It falls! Oh, what a sensational bucket! That brings him within 1. And Eric Spoelstra decides to call timeout. And Coach didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. was an incredible night of hoops. A tremendous finish. They waited until the very last moment to seal it.
And so many times we see these close games won by the home team.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Stan Van Gundy, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. We hope you enjoyed our broadcast.
Moving silent, and I don't talk a lot. I don't say a word. I don't say a word. Was on my grind, and now I got what I deserve. Hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. When I bought the ass tomorrow, y'all thought it was rented. Flexing on these, I'm like Popeye on the spinach. Double M, yeah, that's my team. The captain, I'm lieutenant. I'm the type can the men cast and grind like I'm broke. That Lambo, my new, she'll ride like my ghost. I'm riding around my city with my head on my, cause these. And I gotta make it back home, cause my mama need that bill money, my son needs some milk.
Welcome, fans. Thanks for joining us for this Friday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And, of course, David Aldridge is joining us tonight from the sideline. And here's what the schedule for the Lakers looks like. On Saturday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Sacramento Kings. Then, on Monday, they'll go up against Bradley Beal and the Phoenix Suns.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
So the opening lineup for the Suns. Deadly backcourt pair of Booker and Beal. Durant is out there with Nick Richards. And it's Martin in at the 3. And for the Lakers, the father-son duo together on the wing with Bron.